Hey guys, happy Wednesday, happy Wednesday, happy Wednesday. Hey, my mic is too high. Let me put it down. All right, can we hear me?
Wednesday.
Yes,
Happy Wednesday.
you can hear me.
Happy Wednesday. Hey, my mic is...
Can you hear me? Is there music? Hold on. Is there music? Hold on. I don't hear music. Is there music? Okay, hold on. We're gonna fix that. We're fixing that. I like to have a little music on. Give me 1 second. Give me one little... I think it's just like a low point. I think the music is at a low point. I'm gonna just work on my volume a little bit too for you so it's not so loud. I hope that's okay. Hold on. I hope that's okay. Hold on. Okay, I think we're good. I'm calling it. I'm calling it done. And welcome to Wednesday. So nice to have you here. Let's do Marie Corelli, who's actually really fascinating. And whoops, why is there no movie about this woman? She's wild. You guys, I think there's like stories within stories here. But some parts of the story are missing because they're not on Wikipedia. And I do think that I think that her life is fascinating enough that it should be dug into a little bit more. But I'm going to leave it at that because this is plenty to read. And we have a lot to read. Not too much. Don't worry. Not too much. It's just enough. But I want to show you what we got going for our quote. Our quotes today are what did I pick out? What did I pick out for quotes? And really use whatever you like, you know? This is just, I'm just trying to make it easier for everybody, you know? If you were so inclined to join in, then I got you covered because there's at least one quote on the post tab for the writer, of the writers. I think I'm going to do the truest compass of life is spiritual instinct. I do think that this is very timely. An opinion which excites no opposition at all is not worth having. But I don't feel like doing that one. And then I also think work is happiness is a really nice one too. Work is happiness. No one can take my work from me, and therefore no one can take my happiness from me. I really like that one too. And this one's nice too. They're all nice. It is not so difficult to win love as to keep it. So like Marie, good work. Let's learn about her. She's a fascinating person. There's actually, for as much drama as I found, there's shockingly little about her that I have found, like about different aspects of her life. But let's go on in. Marie Mackay. Marie Mackay. May 1st, 1855 to April 21, 1924. Also called Minnie Mackey and known by her pseudonym Marie Corelli. That's her written. Okay. Number one. Fascinating to me that she chose a pseudonym that was not either, you know, some of the ladies do the Mrs. and then their last name. And then it's either that or it's a male name. And she did not choose a male name for her pseudonym, which I'm really curious about that. Like, that's interesting, but some of her life, as we get to reading it, it might be interesting. Like, the puzzle pieces might come together in that way a little bit. I'm just going to have a sip of my coffee because I haven't had any yet. Today I'm drinking Counterculture coffee, and this is a blend called Fast Forward, and it's South American beans. It's I think it's Nicaragua. I could be wrong. I think it's Nicaragua and Guatemala. It's really good. I like it. That's kind of my favorite. That in Ethiopia. So, South American, African. Okay. Mary Mackay. She was born in 1855. She died in 1924. She was also called Minnie Mackey and known by her pseudonym Marie Corelli. She was an English novelist. From the appearance of her first novel, A Romance of Two Worlds, in 1886, she became a best-selling fiction writer. Her works largely concerned with Christianity, reincarnation, astral projection, and mysticism. Yet despite her many distinguished patrons, she was often ridiculed by critics. Corelli lived her later years in Stratford-upon-Avon, whose historic buildings she fought hard to preserve. Her genres: Gothic, fantasy, scientific romance. And she died at age 68. And for some odd reason, they only list her father here, but probably, and under the relatives, but that's probably because her mother was not a public figure. But we're going to hear about her mother in a second, a little bit. Okay, ready? Let's do this. Okay. Early life. Mary Mills was born in London to Mary Elizabeth Mills, a servant of the Scottish poet and songwriter Dr. Charles Mackay. He wasn't an actual doctor of medicine. He was a legal doctor. It's something that they did. Anyway, he was married to another woman at the time of young Mary's conception. After his first wife died, he married Mary Elizabeth, whereupon their daughter Mary took the Mackay surname. For the rest of her life, Mary/Marie would attempt to conceal her illegitimacy. For the rest of her life, Mary/Marie would attempt to conceal her illegitimacy, and to that end, disseminated a number of romantic falsehoods about her parentage and upbringing, including stories of adoption or descent from the Italian nobility. Her unreliability as a narrator complicates the task of reconstructing her biography, which is probably why there's not a lot. You'll see. Recent research suggests that Corelli may even have been adopted by Mackay and Mills from another family, the Codys. That is something I have to look into. I did not look into that yet, but I already looked into enough. I'll get there. In 1866, 11-year-old Mary was sent to a Parisian convent, or in some accounts an English school staffed by nuns, to further her education. She returned home 4 years later in 1870. Let's do that. That's a little better, right? Career. Mackay began her career as a musician, giving piano recitals and adopting the name Marie Corelli for her billing. Interesting. Eventually, she turned to writing and published. That actually explains a lot, because I was wondering why she didn't take a man's name or a masculine name, as that was sort of the thing to do if you were going to change your name for your writing. Eventually, she turned to writing and published her first novel, A Romance of Two Worlds, in 1886. In her time, she was the most widely read author of fiction. Her works were collected by Winston Churchill, Randolph Churchill, and members of the British royal family, among others. Yet, although sales of Corelli's novels exceeded the combined sales of popular contemporaries, including Arthur Conan Doyle, H.G. Wells, and Rudyard Kipling, Critics often derided her work as the favorite of the common multitude. But isn't that the authors that actually become popular? That's my comment. That's my comment. She faced criticism from the literary elite for her allegedly melodramatic writing. In The Spectator, Grant Allen called her, quote-unquote, a woman of deplorable talent who imagined that she was a genius and was accepted as a genius by a public whose commonplace sentimentalities and prejudices she gave a glamorous setting. Okay. Yeah, she knows what she's doing, right? James Agate represented her as combining the imagination of a Poe with the style of an Ouida and the mentality of a nursemaid. Let's look at what's a Ouida. I want to know what a weed is. Oh. Okay, we don't know what a weed is. Weed is several things and we don't know. So let's skip that. I'm gonna use contextual clues, and because she wrote some metaphysical stuff, I'm gonna think that maybe they're talking about like a Ouija board. I don't know. I looked up the Ouida word, this word Ouida, and it looks like there's a person, and then there's something else that I can't tell. It was a little, here, let's look. It was a little confusing. Ouija, or Oujda. But the way that it was spelled, Ouida Bergère, American screenwriter and actress. Okay, this is who they mean, I think. And she was... Okay, we'll look her up later, someday. I think they're saying that she's kind of like this other person. That's what it appears. Okay, I don't want to get off track either, and I'm definitely getting off track here. Okay. Let's go back. Okay, James Agate represented her as combining, quote-unquote, the imagination of Poe with the style of a Ouida, who is that screenwriter, who we don't know, and the mentality of a nursemaid. Is that supposed to be an insult? I think so. And it's a bit offensive, but this was in the 1900s, right? 1800s? 1800s? 1900s. 19th century and 1900s are two different things. 19th century. Okay. A recurring theme in Corelli's books is her attempt to reconcile Christianity with reincarnation, astral projection, and other mystical ideas. She was associated at some point with a Fraternitas Rosicrucius, that's Rosicrucian, and a mystical organization. A Rosicrucian and mystical organization, and her books were part of the foundation of today's corpus of esoteric philosophy. Her portrait was painted by Helen Donald Smith. I want to see that portrait. I want to see Helen Donald Smith's portrait of Corelli. I'm going to look it up. Maybe we'll draw that today. Helen Donald Smith's portrait of Corelli. Okay, hold on. Helen. We're doing it because I don't want to wait. Portrait of Corelli. Of Marie Corelli. I think that would be really cool to see. Okay. Helen Donald Smith. Okay, here it is. There it is. Use this image. All right. Yes, that's her, huh? Interesting. Okay. Use this image. How can I download? Can I download this? I'm going to screenshot it because that's just quicker. Okay, hold on. There we go. Excellent. Okay, good. We got a screenshot. Let's get out of this. Let's go back to horizontal. Go back here. Back. Submit. Back. I wanted to show you that she's also on LibriVox. So you can look her up and listen to some books of hers on LibriVox if you want to. Okay. There we go. Okay. I'm gonna hold it like this because this feels better for me. Hey, K-pop fan, how are you? I'm reading about Marie Corelli. Let's see. A recurring theme in Corelli's books. Personal life. Okay. Corelli famously had little time for the press. That's kind of shocking, okay? Because I think she's a bit of a... She likes the attention, no? She likes to build a mystery. You'll see. Or maybe you won't, because I don't know how well I'm explaining myself today, but I'm trying. Corelli famously had little time for the press. In 1902, she wrote to the editor of The Gentlewoman to complain that her name had been left out of a list of guests in the royal enclosure at the Braemar Highland gathering, saying she suspected that this had been done intentionally. The editor replied that her name had indeed been left out intentionally because of her own state of contempt for the press and for the snobbery of those wishing to appear in news puffs of society events. Both letters were published in full in the next issue. K-pop fan, keep listening and you'll learn who Marie Corelli is. She's a Gothic woman's writer from the 19th century, and I'm reading about her right now. Personal life. Corelli spent her final years in Stratford-upon-Avon. There she fought hard for the preservation of Stratford's 17th century buildings and donated money to help the owners remove plaster or brickwork that often covered their original timber-framed facades. Okay, this is blah, blah, blah. I don't know if I care about this stuff right now. Oh, okay, here we go. Here's some hot goss. For over 40 years, sorry, I'm talking too fast, Corelli lived with her companion Bertha Viver, to whom she left everything when she died. She did not identify herself as a lesbian, but several biographers and critics have noted the frequent erotic descriptions of female beauty that appear in her novels, although they are expressed by men in her novels. Corelli was known to have expressed a genuine passion for the artist Arthur Severn, to whom she wrote daily letters from 1906 to 1917. Severn was the son of Joseph Severn and a close friend of John Ruskin. In 1910, she and Severn collaborated on The Devil's Motor, with Severn, a book, presumably, with Severn providing illustrations for Corelli's story. Her love for the long-married painter, her only known romantic attachment to a man, remained unrequited. In fact, Severn often belittled Corelli's success. I'm listening. K-pop says, I'm listening and reading from Wikipedia right now with you too. Excellent! So, okay. Before we move forward, I don't know that this is clear yet. That she was a compulsive liar. I haven't gotten there yet, but just in case I don't, because we do have to start drawing at some point and it's already 10:28. I don't think that we got to the point that said how... Wait. I told you that her dad and her mom... Her dad was a law professor guy, okay? He was like a legal... Not a professor. He was a legal law professional. And he had a doctor in his name. So he was kind of like a highfalutin guy in whatever, politics or law or whatever. Some part of government. His wife was a house cleaner, I think. She cleaned his house or something. Where did we get the... Okay. Her mother worked for her father in a domestic role. Okay. She was either, and they don't even tell you here, she was either an illegitimate child. He was married. Okay? He was married. He had an illegitimate child with her mother, right? So they had Mary or Marie. And then, or her name is Mary. And then, and I don't know why I'm not finding this on this page, because I just read it this morning before I came on here, and I was like, what? It's like record scratch. So they had her, and then in Wikipedia, I don't know where it is right now, it said they got married when his wife died, and which was not long before they got married, and they didn't say how his wife died. So then I clicked into his name, and it doesn't say that he was married before her. So I'm like, he was a law guy, okay? He was like a law, like a judge or something. His first wife, deceased, and no mention of it. So like, what's the story here? Oh, and then it says in here that there's been talk that maybe, wait, I think I told you this, the Cody family, that she may have come from the Cody family. I read you this part. Yeah, this is the part. Okay. K-pop fan says, so what book she wrote? I'm searching for some books. Maybe I should try her out. And her mom. K-pop fan, please ignore my Nightbot, which is like, I didn't turn it off, and I should have for this stream. So I'm sorry. Books. So if you go to LibriVox.com, you can listen for free to her books, which is awesome. So just go to LibriVox.org. Actually, it's not .com, it's .org. Yeah, so she was illegitimate, but she was also a compulsive liar. So there's all this stuff about her, like people don't know what's real and what's not. So she's fascinating, and I'm really sorry that I was sitting on that information. If I was sitting on that information, because I think I didn't drink my coffee quickly enough today. And yeah, so let's see. I didn't know she was gay though, so that's interesting too. Okay. So finally we get some information about her relationships, because of what I was reading earlier, it didn't say anything about her love life, and I was like, okay, so I want to hear about some suitors here, you know? And it sounds like she was a lesbian, so she had a girlfriend. Okay. There was a movie based on her life. 2007, the British film Angel, based on a book by Elizabeth Taylor, was released as a thinly veiled biography of Corelli. The film starred Romola Garai in the Corelli role, and also starred Sam Neill and Charlotte Rampling. It was directed by Francois Ozon, who stated the character of Angel was inspired by Marie Corelli, a contemporary of Oscar Wilde and Queen Victoria's favorite writer. Corelli was one of the first writers to become a star, writing bestsellers for an adoring public. Today she has been largely forgotten, even in England. So sad, right? But I want to read you the part about... I apologize for being all over the place too today, because this is a bit wacky here. There was this really rude quote by Mark Twain about her, which I'm not seeing anymore. But it was on her Wikipedia page. But, oh, here it is. I'll read it to you. Hold on. Public image. While I read this, I'm going to go and turn off my my Nightbot chatbot, because it's annoying me, and it's probably annoying you too. So I'm going to go turn that off while I read this. Oh, one second. Nightbot. Okay, we should be good now. I'm back. Okay, public image. And then we'll draw. Okay. Corelli was known to fabricate or exaggerate many details of her life. For example, she consistently claimed in public and in private that she had been 17 years old when her first novel, A Romance of Two Worlds, was published in 1886, putting her year of birth at 1868 or 1869. This was repeated in contemporary biographies, though it is now believed that she was born in 1855. When she assumed, so she says that she was 17, but she was actually 29 when her first novel came out. So just to do the math for you. When she assumed the name Marie Corelli at the beginning of her career, she also took on a false backstory. I know. Oh, K-pop fan. Hold on a second. Let me get there. I'm going to read it in 1 second and talk to you a little bit about it. She also took on a false backstory, writing to her first publisher, George Bentley, "I am Venetian and can trace myself back to the famous musician Arcangelo Corelli, and on other occasions claimed to descend from the Doges of Venice." Bizarre, right? Let's look into the Doges of Venice, if that's how you say it. Doge, the Doge of Venice. Highest role of authority within the Republic of Venice. Okay. Fine. Corelli avoided being seen in public, and according to biographer Brian Masters, so she likes to build, sounds like she liked to build a story around herself, but not actually, be there. You know what I mean? Corelli avoided being seen in public, according to... Oh, thanks, K-pop fan. According to biographer Brian Masters, was possessed of a positive terror of being photographed, so she was afraid of being taken pictures of. She finally allowed a photograph of herself to be published as the frontispiece of her 1906 novel Treasure of Heaven, though it apparently was airbrushed to depict her as a sweet young lady in her early 20s. Around the same time, Mark Twain wrote the following description of Corelli's appearance in his diary during a visit to Stratford. Okay. He's a jerk. Okay. I mean, he's actually more than a jerk. I just learned some stuff about Mark Twain that kind of made my stomach turn. If you Google Mark Twain and angelfish, you will probably see what I'm talking about. Okay. Yes, and K-pop fan in the chat just mentioned she's about to read it. And here it is. This is Mark Twain. She is about 50 years old but has no gray hairs. She is fat and shapeless. She has a gross animal face. She dresses for 16 and awkwardly and unsuccessfully and pathetically imitates the innocent graces and witcheries of that dearest and sweetest of all ages. And he is just yuck. Okay. So, actually, this is a good moment. Hey, Slippa, welcome. We're reading about, and we're going to draw about Marie Corelli, who was a female author of Gothic literature and other genres as well, but of Gothic. That's what we're doing for Inktober in the 18th and the 19th century. In the 1800s, which was the 19th century. And we're reading about her, and we're finding out all about her crazy life and how little of it we actually get to really find out about, because like some of it is just, cloaked in mystery, really. But there's enough of it here there's juicy. There's enough hot goss here for us. So that's good. I mean, yeah, it's kind of wild. So, Mark Twain, as an aside, if you Google Mark Twain and angelfish, that will probably tell you about Mark Twain. But if you want to watch a video, when we're done here, don't leave me. No. There's a YouTube called Crazy Days and Nights, and they just did a video, a little biography-ish thing about Mark Twain and this angelfish thing I'm telling you about. So check it out. It's about maybe 20 minutes to a half an hour long. You can just listen to it. You don't even have to watch it. And it tells you the story of Mark Twain and his opinions on 16-year-old girls. Okay, so like take this with a grain of salt, what he said about Marie Corelli, because he has his own set of, you know, problematicness, you know, like capital P. So cheers. So, and then K-pop fan says, OMG, I thought he was better than that. At school, he's like very popular English author. They never told us about the side of him. I'm glad to find out about it. K-pop fan. Me too. I am not in school. I am 56, and this is the first time I have heard this about Mark Twain. And I am like, ugh, you know? It's like, yikes, guy. Yikes, guy. What a creep. Actually, speaking of the word creep, the video that I'm telling you about by Crazy Days and Nights on YouTube, actually, the picture of it, the thumbnail, says creepy. So, yeah. Check it out. You can just go listen to it. It's a good little listen. It's about, I think it's like 25 minutes long or something. You can just put it on and do some, you know, research or whatever. Not even have to watch it. I just listened to it. I didn't watch it. But I listened to it last night and I was like, which is actually really interesting because he's mentioned today, and he's not only just mentioned, but he's mentioned saying this disgusting quote about Marie Corelli and mentioning the word 16 in years, right? So he's actually referencing 16 years old in the quote, and he's gross. He is gross. He says, she is about 50 years old but has no gray hairs. She is fat and shapeless. She has a gross animal face. She dresses for 16 and awkwardly and unsuccessfully and pathetically imitates the innocent graces and witcheries of that dearest and sweetest of all ages. He's a creep. Go check out Angelfish. Anyway, okay, enough. I don't need to be talking about him anymore. Okay. You look younger. Thanks. Thank you. Let's see. Where are we going? We're going to look at our quote again. The truest compass of life is spiritual instinct. So today, let's do some... Let's do a brush pen. Do we want to do ghosts? We could do ghosts. We could do... I mean, honestly, I wasn't getting any... When I read that quote... Oh, you know what we could do? I have an idea. I have a fun one. Fun idea. Hold on. Hold on. Should we do something to emulate a tarot card? I think that would be fun. And very fitting. The truest compass of life is spiritual instinct. So I have one of these. I love these, and I collect these. These are, you know, there's just these fold-out guide things for different things, and these are really nice for reference. You know, reference material for drawing or education. You want to learn about something, and you want to kind of, you know, quickly learn about it, or you know, bite-size morsels. Get the you want to get the what am I trying to say? You know what I'm trying to say. You want to get the Cliff's Notes version, right? So let's draw tarot card, and then inside the tarot card we're going to put the quote. It's funny too, because I've been thinking throughout this month of doing Inktober and doing the women authors, the women Gothic and horror authors, it really it's the drama and the controversy in their lives is super interesting, because there's like just as much drama as you see today. Is that a whole shelf of books there? This is shelf of books? Oh, like here? You mean over here? I have lots of books. This is a fold-out guide thing, and I love these because you can buy something like this, and then you have all this. No, this is not. These are the cards. So this is one. This is like one of those booklet things that you can buy. It's laminated, and then it has all the different cards, and it tells you about all the different cards, which is really great. Yeah, it's really, really nice. I love this. Let me show you a couple other ones like this that I have. I have a chakra guide like this. I have a palmistry guide like this. And this one is just healing hand. It's like mudras. It's Indian mudras, which is really neat too. So these are really cool. I love these. You can pick them up at any like metaphysical stores will have these. Actually, you know what these are also great for? You can get these for like nature, for the sky, for like for constellations, for planets, you know, for anything nature. Yeah, it's kind of like a nature guide and it's just a reference guide and a fold out thing instead of in a book. They're great. Anyway, I love pulling them out because it makes me so happy that I'm using it, you know? Because it's like, you know, sometimes you buy things and they're just like, they just sit on your bookshelf. Or like you buy art supplies and you never use them. It's like, no, use what you get. The truest compass of life is spiritual instinct. Okay, let's do the only problem with this one. I had to take my glasses off for this because I have to look a little closer because I don't have a handy cards to just pull out, but I can do like a sun here. Let's do like a sun and a moon, and then we'll do like the truest compass of life is spiritual instinct. How's that? That sounds good. One of the things I like about doing these lives is I have to make these decisions really quickly. And sometimes I plan ahead. What author did you also do? Oh, K-pop fan is asking, what author did I also do? If you look at my Inktober playlist, I've been doing authors all month so far. So I've done a whole bunch. And if you go to my posts tab, you can see almost every day I have a little prompt, like an idea quote for you to, I'll show you. Let me just bring out I will show you right here. So every day on my post tab, I post a little card here, and then I add some quotes, so you can take from there or you can pick from your own, and then you can look at the entire quote list here. There is an edition, a late edition is Nora Zeal, who I'm going to do at the end of Inktober. And the reason that I added her is because the reason I did women authors of Gothic and horror is because when I was looking for just any, I wasn't being gender specific when I first started doing my list. And I realized that like there were really few women on the list, and I realized that unless I actually seek out, unless I actually looked for women writers, I wasn't going to find what I was like. I wasn't going to find equality in my list because I wanted to have parity, you know. I wanted to have equal opportunity gender authors on my list. I wanted men and women like pretty equally, and I was not going to find that by just looking up authors without looking up the specific gender. So that's when I started looking for women authors. And so that's when I decided to do women. And then, so I have my list of women. I had my list, this list. I had the entire prompt list done. And this is also interesting. As I was doing this, my very first one that I had on here before Charlotte Bronte, I replaced the first one with Charlotte Bronte. The first author I had, it turned out, was racist, so I removed her, and she was into eugenics, and I was like, well, that is not going to be in my list. So, and this is after I did the video, the day one video, which is why there's no day one Inktober video. I removed it and I changed my lists, and so now I have all these. And then I was like, wait a minute, I don't have any women of color here that I know of. And that stinks, because that's not giving me like the full picture, you know? And if I had backwards again, if I had gone in and done my list earlier, I would have added, you know, I would have added that into the search terms for looking for, you know, our women authors of Gothic and horror, but I didn't. So I added on Nora Zeal because I really wanted to add that experience. I love, for obvious reasons, I don't need to even go into it. You understand. Because we need diversity. And then I'm thinking, well, if these women are not getting the eyeballs, can you imagine the women of color that do not get the eyeballs? Like, come on. Like, of course, we definitely need more visibility for everybody. So I added her on. She's number 32. And I've mentioned this in a few places, but I haven't put it on the list because I just have the list posted too many places now to do that, you know, to effectively do that. So, yeah, so day 32 is going to be Nora Zeal, and she does, she's got lots of like folk, kind of Gothic folk horror and voodoo and stuff. So I'm really excited for that. And you know, next year I'll know better, right? So if I do, not that I have to wait till next year, I don't, but, you know, if I choose to do a similar one next year, that's who is tomorrow's. Tomorrow's is, sorry, I'm reading it so late. Emily Bronte. Tomorrow we have Emily Bronte. So, yeah, so that's the deal. So we need to have more, you know, promotion and more visibility for these women authors of, you know, all cultures, and it's just, they add their experience and their stories, and I'm very interested. And, you know, variety is what makes life taste good. Right? So yeah, so I'm excited. So I'm excited about that. I wish that I had more women of color on my list, and I'm sure some of these are women of color, and they probably hid that fact back in the day. So, you know, they're probably in there, but they're, you know, but we don't know. or maybe we know now and I just need to read the Wikipedia page, you know. But yeah, I wanted to get that in there. So she's our the one that that I have put on there for now. And I think I'll just do like a design for this. Just like we're just gonna do like a tarot, just a tarot design and put the quote in. Style, tarot style design. I'm actually surprised I haven't done this yet. And I'm doing my Garden Fairy Cats coloring book on my 12:30 streams. And I was just having a conversation with my friend Deb, who came onto the stream. I think it was yesterday. It was yesterday or the day before. And we were talking about tarot cards. And talking about, you know, making tarot cards and how I would love to do that. I'm feeling the universe pushing me in that direction. What do you think? K-pop fan says, I'm doing my school project while watching you, so I might be a little quiet. Oh, please, that's fine. Thank you. Thanks for watching. I hope you can still focus on your work, though. I don't want to distract you. Don't let me distract you. The truest compass of life is spiritual instinct. Let's write it in. And we're going to do it, the lettering we're going to use, our style of lettering is going to be, it's going to be like the Rider Tarot deck, the Rider Waite Tarot deck style. That style of writing. I think I'll use pencil first just to get it. The truest compass of life. Oh! You know what I could have done and I didn't, and that's okay. I could have done a compass. That would have been cool also, but that's okay. Truest. That would have been a really cool little element to pull. Oh, okay. This is why it's good to sketch things out first, because you want things to be centered. At least I do. Now I'm wondering if maybe I should mix up the lettering style. The truest compass. Oh, that's not even. Oh man. I drew my sun a little uneven. Let's do a very light, gentle line like that, just so I stay even. So I'm gonna go like that. I just want to make sure that I don't This is called talking too much. The truest compass, I could do of life, is spiritual instinct. I could do that. Maybe I'll do that. The truest compass. The truest compass of life is spiritual. Okay. Excuse me for talking to myself over here. Let's see. Okay, let's go in. The truest compass. Let's do. I'm gonna have to turn my page, and I'm gonna apologize ahead of time because I'll turn you too, okay? Because I want you to be able to see what I'm doing. Let's do the up here. The, and then truest, truestcompass. Okay, so compass is going to start here, I think. Wait, the truest compass. I don't know about this. Okay, we're going to get there. We're going to get there. Truest. Let's put a T there. Sometimes I like to draw my words backwards. Oh, that's supposed to be an R. The truest compass of life, let's do this, is what was this card again? It's the tarot cards? Oh, this card? Do you mean this? Or do you mean the card I'm doing here? Because this is just, this card is just, I'm just making it up, but I'm making it look similar to tarot cards. But this is one of those, I'll put a link to this online in the description of this video after, just so you can find it. Because you can actually buy these. I recommend buying these in the store, because these metaphysical stores, or anybody who's carrying this, is this company that makes these is really tiny little independent company, I think. And the Pudding's Guide, no wait, other titles in this series, this publisher is a very small publisher, and it's good to support them in the stores because we want to keep bookstores alive. So they do sell these in bookstores. If you can only find it online, on the one I'm drawing is just one that I think there's a sun and a moon card in the tarot. There's the moon, the sun. Do you see these? Sorry about, they're tiny, so they're gonna look blurry on the screen here. But there's moon, there's the moon, and then there's the sun. But I'm just drawing, I just kind of made up my own because I wanted to go with my quote, and it's really just it's like a decorative element. I'm not actually drawing, I'm not drawing an actual tarot card. I'm drawing a design, like it's inspired. Can I talk today? I'm having trouble making words. This is inspired by the tarot cards. I'm not actually drawing a tarot card right now. I'm drawing a design that's inspired by. So there is a moon and a sun tarot cards, but this is neither. Spiritual. Okay. So what I do, if I'm centering words, I count the letters. I have my line in the center, so I know where the center is, and then I can sort of split up my words. So S-P-I-R on this side, the I is in the middle, and then T-U-A-L are the last four words. So it centered it. Spiritual, and then instinct is, okay, instinct's 4 letters. So I mean 8 letters, sorry. Instinct. Okay. And then we're going to put Marie Corelli down here because that is her name. She is the author of this. Let's do... Okay, that's 12. So let's do, this is 6 and 6, and then a space. So that's 13. So let's do, so we go M-A-R-I-E space C-O-R-E-L-L-I. Okay, and we're even, see? Yay! So how I did that to make it even, but in an organic way without like grabbing a ruler, is I drew my front point and my end point. I have a line in the center. Count the number of letters that I need to fill. Add in a space because we don't want you know, we want a space in between them, right? And then once I did that, I had 13. I needed room for 13 characters. So then there's, if we take one out, there's 6 and 6. 6 on this side and 6 on this side, and that's what we did here. So we have 6 Marie plus the space, and then, oh wait, Marie plus the 1, 2, 3, 4, that's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. No, that's right. Right, C in the middle. Okay, C is in the middle. Marie plus the space is on this side. Corelli is on this side, and that's how I was able to make this even-ish without breaking out rulers and things. So now I'm just going to try and pick up some of this. A little bit of this. A little bit of the pencil. Just because it's a lot to erase, you know? And this paper, I bought this, every day I go through the same thing, I tell you guys. I bought this pen and ink Canson XL paper pad, and it's for, it's pen and ink paper. I'll show you. And it's great. Well, okay. It's great as in, this is what you get with pen and ink paper, and it's fine. It's fine for what it is. But it's just, I've been using it all month so far, and it's fine, but it's not my favorite. I'm finding its limitations because I'm using it every day. So, I guess that's really all I can say about it, is I am discovering the limitations of this paper because I've been using it. Oops, I dropped my glass. Sorry about that, guys. I've discovered the limitations of this paper because I've been using it every day. And I kind of thought when I bought it, I thought, I'm gonna have a sip of my coffee. Just a second. I've used marker paper before, and I thought, oh, this feels kind of like marker paper. You know, I don't love marker paper. It's really thin. It's slick and thin. And it's just not my favorite. You know, I like a little tooth to my paper. I like a little weight to my paper. So that's the deal. But I thought I would try it because it's Inktober and I needed I wanted to have one sketchbook to use for the month or for most of the month. I don't get too crazy about it. I did use another piece of paper once. I did my prompt on a different piece of paper once, but one time this month I did. I'll show it to you. Here's the one I did on this other paper, and this is heavyweight paper and it's fabulous. Oh my gosh, I love this paper. Love it. It's by something Fontaine. Hold on, I'll tell you. It's this Paint On Mixed Media Multi-Technique. This is heavyweight, extra heavyweight, deep dye black, and it's by Clairefontaine. It's fabulous. I love it. I've done a bunch of paintings on this paper, and I can tell you I'm very happy with the way that it holds up to I think it holds up very, very well to mixed media. I love it. But I hadn't used it in a really long time, so. Oh, thank you. Thanks, K-pop fan. So let's go here. I'm gonna get yours here. So my lettering style for this is I'm emulating my knowledge of the type of font that they use in the Rider Waite deck. I'm not being super picky. I'm not holding it up. I'm not, you know, I'm not being all perfection-y about it. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Yep, that's Kathy for you. You like it? Hi, Slippa. You guys. You guys. I'm glad you're here. Thanks for being here today with me. So I was thinking maybe I should do a tarot card deck with my fairy garden cats. That's kind of what I was thinking, because they just feel so much like that. Like it would be such a fun thing to do. Such a fun thing to have. Slippa is asking. Oh, cool. Slippa's asking K-pop fan what she's doing, or what they're doing. I don't know. I don't know what your identification is. So. But terms, I mean. So, okay. Let's see. Compass. The truest compass of, and let's do of, like, kind of flourishy. Like that sort of like that. Slippa says, I hope you do well on that project, 2K pop fan, and I hope so too. You have the power. You have the power. You have the positive vibes of Slippa and myself. And anyone else who is sending you positive vibes. Yay, you're welcome. Okay, let's get this going here. What time? I think it's 11 o'clock, right? It's 11:11. Oh, did you know that's like a good numerology number? 11:11. Ooh, we're talking spiritual instinct. Okay. The truest compass of life. Let's see, is. Let's do is down here because we can. We have the space for it. I'm gonna adjust like this maybe, or should we do a little closer? Because I want you guys to be able to see what I'm doing, you know? We're gonna start working down here. I'll just try and keep an eye on the camera to make sure that things are... If I wasn't doing this online, I would be turning my page all around. And I think it's so interesting that I have learned instinctively to not do that because I'm doing this online, which is so funny. Because normally I would have to, or shall I say in the past, with my camera rolling, I would have to, you know, oh, drat, I made that. Okay, that's all right. Let's see what we got here. 7:15, where Slippa is, 7:13 p.m. It's 2013 where K-pop fan is. So that's 8 in my time frame. That would mean it's 8:13, which is morning, which is a couple hours before me. think, if I'm not mistaken. I could be. Could be mistaken. Okay, let me see if I can make this tea a little bit longer. Okay, so I'm gonna fill in with sun rays in a little bit. Is spiritual instinct. Okay, let's push our page up a little bit here. And we're gonna write instinct. Instinct. And then INST, INCT. So this is just markers that I'm making for myself. So I don't know why I just started with that M, but I did. If anybody's chatting, I apologize if I have not responded to any chats. I'm only occasionally looking up. I like the background music. It's good for oh, good. I'm so glad, K-pop fan. Yay. I put on the lo-fi mix today. I know that's kind of my go-to, but you know, it's reliably instrumental and chill. Okay, now we're gonna write Marie Corelli. I'm gonna write her name. I'm gonna zoom you in a little bit so you can see that part. The pen I'm using right now is, this is a Tombow Food in a Soup. And I do believe they call this a brush pen, even though it's not actually a brush. But I think they call it a brush pen. Kind of think they do. You can get it in a 2-pack. They say one of them is supposedly soft and the other one is hard. And when they say soft, it's just bendable. It's just kind of pliable. It's the one I'm using right now. So when you press on it, you wouldn't even know to look at it, but see, when I press on it, it bends a little bit. Like it's more flexible than a hard tip. Okay. Great. All right, we got our lettering done. Now I'm going to play the If I Could Turn Back Time game. I'm going to move you up. Okay, like that so you can see. So let's play the If I Could Turn Back Time. We'll play the share game. And if I could turn back time on this, I would have moved this is up a little bit. But it's okay. It's fine. No biggie. Because, I mean, part of what you get when you do things quickly is it may not be as thought out, but there's also something special that you get when you are working through something that is not well thought out, or like maybe not well thought out, but something that you haven't like worked a concept into the ground yet. I find that it loses. I find that if you're working on a concept for whatever it is, a drawing, a painting, anything really like of that ilk, you can lose some of the magic touch if you can lose some of the magic touch of it if you over conceptualize it first, you know. That's just my feeling about it. I think it's good to like just go in. If you have your idea, sketch it. Go ahead and sketch it. Oh, bye, Slippa. I just saw Slippa's leaving the chat, and leaving today. So thanks for coming. Good to see you today. So I think it's really good to go in. Maybe it's a like before you're ready thing. Like, you know how they say start before you're ready? Maybe that's what I'm talking about, but applied to artwork. Because I really think that you get, there's something you gain by jumping in that you can't gain if you end up overthinking something. And it's such a fine line. The overthinking concept thing there's such a fine line between, you know, being ready to jump into something and then overthinking it and just like watering it down, you know, that I really think you gotta just jump. You gotta just jump into what you're working on, you know, jump into your piece sometimes. And if you have, you know, mistakes here and there, things that you wanted to change or don't think are perfect, that's okay. You can make it work somehow, right? Just balance it out. If you have something that you feel is unbalanced, just go in and, you know, do what you can do to balance it out. Okay, now, the truest compass of life is spiritual instinct. All right, I think all we really need to do here is just to do a couple little, let's do a little star right here. And maybe a little star up here. Or maybe a little star, because I was thinking maybe do like a black background. Like, take my marker. It's turning out really cool. Thanks, K-pop fan. Appreciate it. Yeah, let's go for it. Let's just go for it. I'm just gonna go for it and do a background because I think it will look really good. Like dark background. I'll put a little star here. I'm gonna put a little star here. Like that. And then a little star. I'm gonna do like a little thing there, star there. And then we can do like a little moon here and a little moon here. You know, just like add some little things, right? I really like how this pen looks when it gets kind of dried out. So do you see how this looks? I like it. I like it. I have 2 of these with me, and this one is juicy and the other one is not. So almost done, almost done. I'm just bringing in the dry one to give a little bit of texture here when I can. And the reason I wanted to put the black background on is because these are the past few that I've done, I have not added backgrounds to. And I just was wanting to add a little, because, you know, they're just pen and ink, so they're not colored. There's not a lot of, you know, there's not a lot going on in them, so I just wanted to add some so it actually looks like a card instead of just floating on a white background. I love that you guys come from all over the place, you know, different places from me. It's so great. It makes me very happy. Especially that it's like that I'm doing my live at a time that people in other time zones, like across the world from me, can still watch, which is just so great. It makes me so happy. Because sometimes it's hard with the whole time zone thing. Time zones don't always line up. You know what I mean? All right. Oh, you know what we can do? Oh, I have a great idea. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. I am in the United States. I'm in the Northeast. I'm in Massachusetts. So I'm using this pen. This pen is the dried out one, right? Look at this cool thing. Okay, so what do you do with your dried out pens? You use them for your shadows. Look at all the cool depth we get. We are gonna get some really cool like depth with this. This is like, use it like a little brush, right? You just use it like, you use it for your shadows, you use it for, you can get some really cool effects with this. I love it. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. I love it. I love it. I love it. See, don't throw away your old brushes. Don't throw away your old markers. Just use them for different things. And then here's a little tip. I did this the other day, but I'm going to do it for anybody who didn't see it. You do it. And then I'm going to get off the live. So give me 2 seconds. We're almost done. And then, all right, you guys ready? We're going to do something really fun. We're going to refill this pen. So when your pen gets too dry that you can't get anything out of it at all, you can do this. You can refill it. Yeah, right? So cool. You can. So this pen is really dried out right now. So I'm going to take it. I'm going to move this so I don't get it all inky. You can tell that I did a lot of ink refilling this month. I got to change this paper. I have this. This is an Ecoline applicator. It's full of ink. Not full of ink, it's got a lot of ink in it. I'm gonna take this dried out little guy out of here. If I can. Can I, what do I have? Do I have pliers? There they are. I have some little pliers. I'm just gonna take this and pull gently because I don't want to destroy my tip. I'm going to put this down. I don't want to destroy my tip, but let's do like push. There we go. See, so that comes out. Now I'm going to stick this in here. Actually, I'm going to do this carefully because can you see this? I don't know if I want to make sure you can see it, what I'm doing here. So I'm filling, not fully filling, but actually I put a lot of ink in there. There's a lot of ink in there. Okay. So I'm putting some ink in here. I'm just pouring it in gently though. You got to do like, you got to make sure you don't overdo it with these things because then you're going to have a big mess. All right, I put a bunch of ink in here. Now I'm going to replace my tip in here and then I'm going to push it gently, right? Just try and get in there. And then I'm going to leave this on its side. Leave it on its side. If you use this too soon, you're going to get like super clops when you start using it. But if you just like let it absorb and then you're going to have a juicy pen again. It's like magic. It's like magic. And now, and the cool thing about this Ecoline applicator thing is it's got a needle in the top part and it screws on. So, oh, there's ink. See that? It's messy. There's ink in there. It screws on, so it's airtight-ish. I mean, fairly airtight, right? So I'm just kind of wiping it down a little bit. So it's, and then it screws on, and it's safe in there for next time I want to fill my pen. So keep these handy, these little old pliers. All right, I think we're good. Here's our finished piece. I haven't erased it yet, erased the pencil that I drew on it earlier. And the reason I didn't do that is because I don't want to smear the ink right now, but this is good for now. I'm happy with it. I'm glad this came out like this because I've been doing, when I start like not, when I don't have any ideas, this is kind of what I do. And I didn't want to do this. And this is kind of like a moon. And I've done a lot of moons this this month. See, I've been getting... See, this would be a good one to have a black background around because it's very black and white. This one, the snake. I wanted to do a black background around here, but I didn't have time. So... all right, I will be back tomorrow, and tomorrow's Gothic author, Emily Bronte. So come back tomorrow morning, or whatever time it is for you, the equivalent of 10 Eastern Time, 10 a.m. Eastern Time, and I will be here drawing. And I'm back again at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time to draw another page of Night Garden Fairy Cats, which I will show you real quick so you can see what I did yesterday. So you can see if you like, if you would like, if you have any interest or not. So this is what I did yesterday. I do it on my iPad, but tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. I'll be back doing analog. We're going to do Emily Bronte. So have a great day. Have a great day. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.